The New York Jets are still looking for an offensive coordinator. Joe Brady has been called in for an interview. Will he accept the request, and is he the answer for the Jets at OC? Welcome to Jets Talk. My name is Ryan. I'll be your pilot. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, welcome back. I love having you here. Boys and girls, we're talking offensive coordinator action today, specifically Joe Brady. This is a guy I really liked a few years ago when we were trying to figure out how we were going to develop our new staff. I actually had Joe Brady as our offensive coordinator with, who is it? It was Daboll at the time, I believe, if I had to pencil everything in correctly in my head, and I think that is correct. But Joe Brady, he is the Bills quarterback coach, so I want to take a look at his resume overall, break down some of my thoughts on him, give you guys my good old analysis. So his resume in 2015 and 16, he was a grad assistant at Penn State. In 2017 and 2018, he was a offensive assistant for the New Orleans Saints. In 2019, he was the passing game coordinator and wide receiver coach for the LSU Tigers. That was the team with Joe Burrow, Jefferson, and Chase that wound up winning the national championship game. But Chase, did Chase play that year? I don't know if Chase played that year. 2020, 2021, Panthers offensive coordinator under Coach Matt Rule. A lot of Jet fans wanted Matt Rule as our head coach. And then in 2022, like I said, Bills quarterback coach. As an offensive coordinator with the Carolina Panthers, a lot to be desired with Joe Brady. In 2020 and 2021, they were 24th and 29th in points, 28th and 31st in pass touchdowns, 18th in pass attempts and 14th in pass attempts, 21st in rushing attempts on both years. This has more to do than just Joe Brady, because obviously the quarterback situation is incredibly volatile. And when you have Sam Darnold and, some other characters down there that may not, be the best of toys to operate in your offense, you may have some lower rankings, or maybe you're a bad offensive coordinator and these rankings are indicative of what you're doing. But I wanted to include pass attempts and rush attempts because I feel like that provides at least a little bit of insight as far as how he likes to call games, and it's pretty average. That's probably the split I'd like us to see if I had to, err on the side of passes and then a little bit of rushing. As far as do I think he's the guy to develop a quarterback? I'm not so sure. I mean, it's definitely not on his resume because Josh Allen was the quarterback he is now prior to the arrival of Joe Brady in Buffalo, and we haven't seen any development of quarterbacks. So you're probably looking at a senior offensive assistant or a different quarterback coach in the event that they were to bring in Joe Brady as OC. I don't think he would be the hands-on guy grooming our quarterback, or at least, luring a quarterback here to develop. I don't know. It's interesting. The one thing I do like about Joe Brady, and I don't know enough about him, but there's a nice trend at wide receiver at the stops he has made. When he was the Penn State grad assistant, he had Chris Godwin underneath him. That's not to say he was necessarily coaching Chris Godwin the entire time, but he had a lot of success with Brady there. Same thing with the Saints and Michael Thomas. 2 of his 3 best years were while Joe Brady was with the New Orleans Saints. Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, both drafted in the first round, working with Joe Brady as well. So I love this. And then DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson, 2 of their best seasons came with Joe Brady at the helm. And then this year, the Bills were 5th in pass yards. Now, obviously, a lot has to do with Josh Allen, Stefon Diggs, and all that good stuff. But I think as the quarterback coach, seeing the wide receivers and the pass game still continue to do well is at least something that checks a little box. So for me, when I'm looking at Joe Brady, I see someone who I think would be incredibly valuable for Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore, maybe someone like a Denzel Mims if you're trying to reclaim a little bit of maybe lost value from his draft selection. But I don't like him as an overall offensive coordinator because of the lack of experience overall. And I don't particularly want him to be the one grooming a quarterback. He's perfect for me if he was the guy under someone like a Daboll or under more of an offensive geared head coach. So that way he can develop and grow a little bit more. I think Brady, while he could jump to another location, I don't believe the Jets is a good option for him because I think he needs a year or two as far as, some job security. If he goes to the Jets, there's a very good shot he's the offensive coordinator for the Jets for a year, and everyone gets yanked and pulled the plug on. So I don't think Brady's realistically an option for the New York Jets. I think he's going to wind up staying in Buffalo, build his resume there a little bit, and then look to hop to another spot from there next year. Guys, let me know your thoughts on Joe Brady. Do you want to bring him in as OC? Do I have any sort of, is there any correlation to the wide receiver success underneath them, or is that just, pure dumb luck? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, go Jets.